is this brief mortal life, if not the pursuit of legacy?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Green and Black. This is Mike and Justin. My
What's
advice
up?
to you is, if you ever find yourself in a tense situation where you really feel you need to tell the truth, don't lose your head over it.
Oh, Mike! I always look forward to your little "What is Snipers" based on the episode, and that you did not disappoint once again. That was wild. That was some wild. I was not expecting that. That just
I don't think Vaemond was expecting that either.
I don't think so either. I think he would have changed his choice of words had he would have known what was going to happen to him. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Her children are bastards! And she is a whore. I will have your tongue for that. He can keep his tongue.
So this week's episode was actually pretty amazing, and it was the longest episode of the season so far, and I think the longest one that it's going to be. And yeah, so and there was a lot going on in there.
Yes, and so much. It was very, very thick, very like dense, very emotional. Like there was a lot of scenes where I was just like, tears coming to my eyes. I really thought, and I've been seeing all over the internet, but we have to give it his name's Patty Considine.
Constantine.
Thank you. The actor who portrays Viserys. He had to give him his flowers because he really outdone himself throughout the whole series. But even this episode, his final episode, as his look is looking like, he was phenomenal.
If he doesn't get an Emmy nomination, much less an Emmy for this episode, then there's something very wrong.
Very, very wrong. I think we might have to. It'll be an act of treason. What you say?
Hey, Damien may have to go cut some more heads.
Yep, it's absolutely. They can keep the tongue though.
Yeah. It was, it was a serious tour de force
Yes.
by Patty Considine, and I'm glad that they gave him, the room to do all that work. That scene when he comes in, the door opens,
Oh my goodness, yes.
and the fact that they didn't rush that, you know what I'm saying? Like they sat on that and let him take that whole walk down through the throne room, as long and as painstaking and as painful as it was to watch. That they
Yes.
just let him do that. That's really something.
It was very phenomenal, and I heard that and during that scene where his crown fell and Damon picks it up, that was all improvised.
Yeah, the crown fell off. It wasn't supposed to happen that way, and they just kept the cameras rolling. And those two actors, they're professionals. They stayed in character, and it wound up to be like a really touching moment.
And I have to say honestly, that part where he was struggling to make it up to the throne, and then he's about to yell again, but he turns around and it's actually Damon, made me appreciate Damon so much more. Like it's just I said it before that you can't put it's very hard to read Damon, but in this scene, in this moment, you can really genuinely tell that he cares for his brother. Like he's not gonna let him, you know, you know, endure the pain that he's gone through by himself. But in that moment, he really does help him out. I thought that was phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think there was ever any doubt that he loves his brother. I mean, he's got his moments and he's got his things that he's got to do. But
I don't
from
know.
this whole episode, when he comes in and he smells the cup and he smells the milk of the poppy in it, and he knows they've been basically drugging his brother,
Yes.
and just the whole thing, and you know Matt Smith has just been so fantastic in this whole thing,
Yes. Yes.
and
He's
to
really
see
good.
him, just really kind of pulling it off in this episode in a lot of ways, both in the things that he does and also in the things that he doesn't do. In the whole dinner scene, he's very quiet, he's very reserved, and
Oh
he's
my
kind of
goodness.
just what he can do with just a lean or an expression or
Yes.
you know really
Speaks
really
volumes.
just kind of says words, going all the way back to the episode where he was fighting, killed the crab feeder, that whole third act, that whole last act, he didn't even say anything in it,
Yeah.
and ended so much, so the what he can do with just his
Those,
quiet presence is really pretty amazing.
absolutely, absolutely. And I always do look forward to those things. Those new like even him, he's reminded like when going back a few episodes, I think with the wedding between Rhaenyra and Laenor, when Alistair came in, everyone stands up, but yet you see Damon being the only one sitting down. Then to you fast forward to a few episodes where I think it was last week's episode where after Aemon loses his eye, everybody's going back and forth with each other, but Damon's just sitting there with that little lean, just observing whatnot. So yeah, Matt Smith is doing a phenomenal job. He understood the assignment with this one, and I love the fact like you have to really pay attention to not so much on the verbal things, but also the nonverbal, because it does speak volumes as well. But I honestly, Mike, going back earlier, I'm not gonna lie, in the first few episodes, I had my doubts with Damon though. I felt like what he doesn't really respect his brother. He does not really respect it for serious. He's disobeying him. He's been banished and whatnot. That had put me in the mindset that he doesn't really care so much about Viserys. But now in these upcoming like this recent episode, I'm definitely having to change our heart, and especially what you just shared right there about him recognizing that they're drugging him so much that he doesn't even have a mind to say. That's definitely changing my heart and mind in regards to Damon. It's for the better.
Yeah, and even if you think about just Viserys in the story, the character of Viserys, what he goes through in this episode,
Oh
the
my
fact
goodness.
that you know when Rhaenyra comes to him and is like, won't you defend me? Won't you stand for me?
Oh yes. That
And the
was
fact that he refuses to take the milk of the poppy,
yes.
so that he can have a clear mind. Um,
Hmm.
Regardless of how much pain, obviously he's in excruciating pain,
Oh yes.
and the fact that he is clear enough in his wits and still a strong enough presence to come into that throne room with all those people, you know, and take the room over
Oh
is,
yeah.
I mean, that's really something. And just the whole way the whole thing was just kind of laid out. The fact that okay, there's this little backroom deal going on between Vaemond and the High Towers, and all right, we're gonna kind of go through the whole motion, you know, of hearing the petitions and
Yep.
making a
Yep. Yep.
decision, and that little line from Alicent of like, when Rhaenyra's like, and who's going to be deciding, you know, the fate of my son when he makes his claim, and she's like, oh, I will,
Oh,
and the hand, but I'm, the gods compel me to be fair, or whatever, and it's
she's
like,
trying. She's trying, but there's cracks. There's cracks with this vase right here, and the water's leaking from these cracks. So you know Alice is try hard she can be. Now that especially now she's with the religion, with was the seven stars, I believe. Don't quote me on that,
the
y'all.
faith of the seven.
The faith of the seven. Thank you. She's trying, but there you could definitely see she's trying to uphold, try to still do things right, do things by her duty, but she's not. That she's finding this. This definitely we're able to find some faults with her. I wonder if she's aware. Like we as the viewers are aware, but I wonder if she's actively aware because yes, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and they had, the fact that they had this little kind of backroom deal where Vaemond goes to the Green Council and he's like, the Lord of the Tides will be very,
Back
very
you up.
grateful to you, you
Yeah.
know, and so they kind of set the whole thing up. That's gonna kind of be a kangaroo court. They're gonna go through
Yeah.
the motions and then they're gonna decide for Vaemond, and that's just the way that it's gonna be. And then
So
Viserys
much
walks in
important.
and just kind of throws the whole thing over.
I know that was
And
like
then when he
nobody
walks in
was
and he's like,
expecting that.
it's like I fail to understand why we're having petitions for a decided thing, and he's like,
You sure
uh
said that. You
oh,
sure did.
no, this is screwing everything up.
Yes, and their faces. I mean, if looks can kill. I was thinking about Otto, Allison, and Vaven. Their looks were just priceless. They were expected because yeah, like you said, it was just about said and done. Rhaenyra didn't have no like. She was fighting a losing battle. It was not good, but that was definitely her saving grace in that moment. That was
Yeah,
one.
right, and that Viserys heard his daughter, and he's like, yeah, I am going to come and defend you, and I am going to stand for you, regardless of the cost for me. That's a really, really powerful moment. And you could
Yeah.
see, and I don't think it's that so much that Viserys like doesn't love his other children. I just
Oh,
think that he loves
oh no.
Rhaenyra so much
Yeah.
that everything else just kind of pales. And he loved Emma. He loves Rhaenyra, who's Emma's daughter,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he loves Alicent, and I'm sure he loves
You,
his
you
other
you
kids.
beat me
But
to it. You beat me to it. The fact that he still that's his wife. Emma was regardless of that was his wife. And then I knew the moment he called Allison Emma, it was all downhill for me. Like he still that's his first love. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm assuming it's his first love like that. And I do agree with you. Like he does love his other kids, but there's something special about Rhaenyra, especially like you said, Rhaenyra being Emma's coming from Emma. That's something special to him. And Daenerys is painted. He is a good guy. He's a good guy. He wants to be known as a good person, and he tries to stand by his words. Like despite the fact that he has now had multiple sons, that's actually still that's what's the word I'm looking for? That's legitimized. He still is gonna stick by his word by keeping Rhaenyra as the heir. And even also going back to the prophecy of the of her with the Aegon, the prophecy with the fire and ice, song of fire and ice. Excuse me.
yeah, and the fact that he thinks at the end that he's talking to Rhaenyra, you
Oh,
know,
like
and
no, Mike. What was you feeling when you saw that scene? I need to know.
well, just that. So here's the thing, right? Is that they are obviously, there's a lot of differences between the book and the show, and some of them are good
Okay.
and some of them are bad.
Ooh, oh,
One of the things that they're doing that's very, very different is in Alicent, and especially in Alicent and Rhaenyra's relationships. Like in the book, they were never really great friends,
they were never
and
really great friends.
no,
Really. Oh,
and so the animosity between them, was kind of always there. Whereas
oh,
this is a little more interesting because they were these great friends who did love each
yes,
other,
yes.
and got
Called her
put
sister.
right and got put into this situation. So when you see, it now, and like the dinner scene where they're like kind of toasting to each other, and you're thinking,
Oh,
oh,
I thought they were
they're
faking
putting
that.
this
I thought
they're putting this back together. See, I don't think they were. I think they're trying to
you.
make us think that Alicent was genuine in that.
No, I'm sorry. I was watching with my family. They think how you're thinking. They think they're being genuine. I find out. I told her. I actually kind of shut them down. I said no. I think they're really playing. They're playing this game right now. They're playing the game. They're playing the Game of Thrones right now. They're
She,
doing good.
go ahead. finish up.
I think that they were legit doing that just to put a smile on Viserys' face. Because if I'm not mistaken, that was after Viserys made that famous, wonderful, excellent speech. I felt it was so bad, because I feel like everybody was just putting fake smiles. Because you seen it the moment after he left, not so much them, but this. I don't want to jump ahead, but you saw conflict arise immediately, or just showed its true self. But I feel like, and I say this again because we've seen this, or I seen this earlier with Rhaenyra, a few episodes back when she, after the main time skip, and she's doing that proposal with Jace and Helena. I do think that was genuine, but I think she had a hidden agenda. And I'm saying that, bring that to down, because I feel like despite her giving a toast to Allison now, there was either a hidden agenda or she's just being some fakeness just to please her, please Viserys. And Allison went along with it as well too. They know how to play this game.
Here's where I'm going to disagree with you.
Go ahead.
Is even if Alicent is faking it for whatever reason, the fact that she publicly says, like, basically publicly declares Rhaenyra to be the heir, that's a dangerous thing for her. She can't walk that back. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think if she was being fake and it was just kind of being like something she was doing for her sister Viserys, I don't think she would have publicly said that, that whole "you're going to make a wonderful queen" line, because that is basically her acknowledging that Rhaenyra is the heir.
So what do you think about then in regards to her saying that, in regards to Otto's response? Because we see scenes where Otto talking, like when Otto was banished the first time, he's basically saying you cannot let Rhaenyra be the heir of this thing. If she becomes queen, that's gonna mean certain death to not only you but also to your children, because she'll see them as a threat. So you going back to what you say now, her saying that, I can understand her saying that, going back to what I was thinking, that she's faking it just to please certain ears. But if she was being genuine, I feel like that's gonna create a big problem. Like if that was the case, I feel like if she was sincere about Rhaenyra's being queen, she would have accepted that proposal, that marriage proposal between their children.
Well, I
Because
don't I don't I don't think she was I don't think she was sincere about it until that moment. You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
okay,
Like
yeah, yeah,
I think like this couple of days of, Rhaenyra coming to Dragonstone, or Rhaenyra coming to the Red Keep,
mm,
Viserys dying, the the whole thing going on with Vaemond and all that stuff, seeing the position that she's in, but then I think coming to realize that, you know, this is what her husband wanted. This is, and that Rhaenyra is a good person, and
you think that
because because
Allison thinks? I don't.
because 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 they've changed Rhaenyra too, right? So in the book, Vaemond. Well, first Vaemond is not Corlys's brother; is Corlys's nephew,
Wow.
and
Okay.
and in the book, but like this, a similar thing happens. Corlys is struck sick. Vaemond decides that he should be the heir to the Driftwood throne, and he should become Lord of the Tides because he's a trueborn, Valarian,
Right.
and obviously the boys are not. And he goes through the same thing where he declares, he basically goes out in public and declares that, the boys are bastards,
Right. Right.
and accuses Rhaenyra of adultery. And Daemon does the same thing, cuts his head off. But Daemon does it because Rhaenyra tells him to.
Oh.
And then Rhaenyra feeds Daemon's body to Syrax.
So, okay. So was that what? Side note: was that what you was referring to me in our previous conversation of the
No,
two?
no, no,
Oh
no,
my. Okay. Okay.
no,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no. Still more coming.
Oh, there's some more coming.
More dragons are eating more people.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that because no man, my mind is speculating on everything.
But
That's
anyway, my point is that they're softening this whole thing and
mm,
making it to the point where it's like, oh, just when we thought we had it, now we're gonna rip it apart again. It
yeah,
wasn't kind of
yeah.
always. The book is kind of like the lines are drawn and that's it. This is kind of a lot more fluid and it's a lot more, kind of maybe they're maybe they're gonna kind of get it together and they're gonna work and Allison is gonna basically do what's right and do what her husband the king wanted to do and
Mm-hmm.
support Rhaenyra instead of supporting her father and realizing her father's on the wrong side of this. And, until, the very end where she hears about the dream and misinterprets what, you know, what Viserys is saying because Viserys thinks he's talking to Rhaenyra.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we got two different sides. I can definitely understand. Like after listening to you, I can definitely understand how you go on there. But my original impression was definitely not that. I feel like, especially when you look at the interactions that she has with Aegon and all the things that he's doing, like she's kind of like mimicking her father, like the relationship that he was with Alice and Otto. Alice, I feel like Alice is kind of with Aegon, but a little bit more rough
But
because
yeah, but I think that's another piece of it. I mean, she basically disowns Aegon. You know what I'm
she
saying?
does.
So I think that's
She
another
said
part
it.
of
You're
it.
no son of mine. That
Right.
was
So I
strong.
think that's another part of it that's pushing her towards Rhaenyra is that she can't rely on Aegon. I think at that point she knows
She
Aegon would be a terrible king.
she
You
know,
know,
but she knows that. But you know what? Everyone knows that Targaryens, they do what they do. At least with the men, that's been made known. And yet, despite that, some of these, in some cases, these men are called to be kings. So like if that's, I'm saying hypothetically speaking, if that was for serious, doing some crazy stuff, I think Allison will let that go by, despite the fact that that's her husband, the king, because he has that power to do that. And I kind of feel the same way too. Like, despite how she feels about him, because of how her father told her, that the right belongs to him, she still. This is me thinking. She still believes him to be the rightful heir, despite how crude he is. I think he just pisses her off. Like, you can't be doing these things. You can't be sleeping around. You can't be raping and getting these girls pregnant if it's expected for you to be the true king. That's my mindset right now. Like, despite it all, you are Viserys' firstborn son. You're the one who's technically is gonna be supported by the majority of the people of the Red Keep and all the Seven Kingdoms as that, because people know males to be king. That is not, by the way, people. That does not mean I'm Team Green. I'm just speaking objectively here.
yeah, but you kind of said it is that she's gonna see what the Targaryen men do. Maybe a Targaryen woman would be something different.
She,
So
you know,
thanks for
I
making my
think
point for me. And
I think she treats Rhaenyra definitely wrong because she's a woman. Because a few episodes ago, when she assumed that something happened with her and Damon during that time, that she, the flower herself, she lost her biscuits. She really did. She
yeah, but a
lost
few
her
a few
mind.
episodes ago was 16 years ago.
That is true. And now she's losing her mind because those kids apparently they're not true. They're not Valerian. They're strong boys. And she's losing her mind. She made that famous part. One boy is a mistake, but to have three is an insult. Like, she's losing her mind. She's throwing her shade.
Right. But Rhaenyra and Daemon now have trueborn sons.
That is true. Now that's
So there
interesting. So I want
so there is a line, even if you ignore the three older boys, there is a line of Targaryens through Rhaenyra.
But Rhaenyra, I'm just going by my Rhaenyra's not gonna put those boys there though, because technically she'll put Jace. She'll put Jace as that one because she's gonna. That's till the day she dies. She's gonna go with that line that they're true blood. They're true
Yeah, well,
born of man.
don't get too attached to Jace, okay?
No, Mike. Oh my goodness! Don't play. You're so quiet. Okay, I'm gonna be watching this next episode.
But
Just like,
definitely don't get too attached to Luke.
oh my goodness.
So I think that she, I think she's going through a lot of things and a lot of conflicting feelings, and it's obviously a bit, obviously her husband's dying, her son's an idiot, and so she's kind of really torn between this whole idea of can can Aegon be king? What does my husband want? What is the right thing to do? You know, if she's feeling this if there's this genuine compunction of the faith, you know, she needs to, kind of weigh out what's best for people. And I think she is really fearing at this point, really up until the end, really fearing the idea of Aegon being king because of who he is and what kind of a person that he
now they
is.
were talking about
I mean,
Allison, correct?
this is don't forget, this is not just her older son now. This
Yeah.
is a married father of two who's doing this.
Oh yeah,
You
he has
know,
kids. He has
right,
kids right now
with his sister wife.
with his
Um,
sister wife, who apparently is is pretty much boring unless I forgot what type of bird she said about him. She said when
yeah,
she gave the
what
post.
she said, yeah, he pretty much ignores me unless he's drunk.
Yeah,
It's
she's
not too
drunk.
bad.
Right?
He ignores you unless you're drunk. And then they were watching, Jace dance with her, and it's like, oh, well, if I'd have taken that deal,
I know,
maybe
right?
a couple of normal people.
Yes. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Well, now look at y'all. Oh my goodness, I can't. Oh, you just, I'm still trying to process. I'm trying to move forward, but you know what? You're right. I have to tell myself in the world of Game of Thrones, now House of the Giants, to really not get attached to anyone. I'm like, oh, at least the first season, you can't be killing half these people already, but we shall see.
Yeah, it's good. And you bring up a good point. It's going to because now the ball's really rolling, right? Because I mean, it's clear that now Viserys is dead,
Yes,
and
the king is dead.
things are really going to kind of kick into high gear. But we only have 2 episodes left. You know,
Two episodes.
so
I know. So
so
that
so I have my own thoughts about maybe what's going to happen over the next 2 episodes or by the last episode. I mean, there's some big things that happen kind of early on in the Dance of Dragons, but I mean clearly like the next episode is going to be the fallout of them dealing with the fact that Viserys is dead and now we need to move.
well, are we allowed to talk about the trailer of the next episode? Because
We are so guys. This is a spoiler talk. We're I'm not gonna talk about like things out of the book out of turn, but we should definitely talk about the trailer.
okay, okay, yeah. So that's yes. The trailer because that was wild, and I feel like that was the High Towers making the first big move right then and there. We're gonna see that in this episode. Um, it's like a rush. I guess it's a process. I'm assuming this is a process, right? If they get like the High Septon to announce the heir to be king or queen.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, what's supposed to happen is the king, the king is dead, long live the king kind of thing. It's
And with the
the
crown, right?
the heir becomes immediately the sovereign. Um, and somebody would go and notify Rhaenyra, who's now in Dragonstone, and
Oh,
you know,
she's okay. Okay.
right, she leaves at the end of the episode. She goes to Dragonstone, and she says she's going to come back, but she went to take her kids home, and she's pregnant,
She is
Um,
pregnant. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
she is
yes.
pregnant with their third child. So, so ideally somebody would, let her know that she's the queen now. Um, but obviously Otto has different ideas.
Oh, yes.
Obviously there's going to be conflict. When he's saying, we close the doors until our business is done.
Yes. I think he locked some people up too. I seen that scene with Bernice.
And right, because Bernice is, clearly on her own now. She doesn't have Corliss healthy to support her.
Yeah.
Obviously she doesn't have Vaemond to lead the fleet. The
And she publicly made her position known when she said that she openly said that she supports
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra, yep, and the Driftmark title Driftmark should go to quote unquote her grandson, and I love the marriage, but oh yeah, I
Right.
feel
So
like
right. So but she finds herself in a position where there's nobody to lead the Valaran fleet
oh man,
because Vaemon's dead and Corliss is sick. So she's in a position of weakness right now.
yeah,
Damon and uh, Rhaenyra are on Dragonstone, so they're a little out of position right now. And you know, Otto and Alicent are kind of holding all the marbles at this point. And
oh my
obviously, there's going to
goodness,
be some conflict. I mean, it doesn't sound like the Grand Maester is really down with the plan.
no, I don't blame him.
Um, so we'll see obviously what comes of that. We'll see what the plan is, like what they're planning on doing.
And then there's mention of those two twin boys. Always, there's a lot of twins and siblings.
Well,
And I,
there's a lot of twins, yeah.
yeah, and I don't know their names, but I know you know who I'm talking about. I know.
Which twins are we talking about?
Okay, there's it's be interesting.
Because we have the Lannister twins,
No, definitely not them.
and we have Eric and Arik. The
There you go, those two. And I know Otto's talking to one of them,
right,
and
yeah,
that's seen in the trailer.
they're Kingsguard.
Yes, but for which king or queen? Because if I'm not mistaken, and hopefully, guys, if you want to spoil, I'm just gonna say something. I know they're divided amongst fractions. I know one of them is for the green, one of them is for the black.
Right, and there's another there's another uh, Kingsguard, at least in the book, who's important, Sir Stefan.
Hmm.
I don't know if we've seen him yet or not. I know there's the image of one of the Kingsguard bringing a crown somewhere, and it's Viserys's crown.
Yes, 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 yes.
But that may be Eric. So maybe they're changing
And
the character a little bit.
and then no, we see whose crown was it? Was it Aegon the Conqueror's crown?
Aegon's crown, yeah.
That's gonna be shown us well too. Um, and I think that crown shows up because we do not see, or at least they don't see, Viserys' crown. So I wonder if one of the twins took, stole that. My mind's going everywhere. It could be in a lot of things, but I know. I just feel like for this episode, I'm not. I don't usually try to have no expectations, but I feel like for this one, I'm gonna take a risk. I feel like this is gonna be a crazy episode. Like, I mean, I feel like all these episodes we say that, but I feel like this is gonna be the craziest one. Because it's also episode 9, so I'm expecting some wild stuff.
That's true. Episode 9 always gives us a lot.
Yes, so I cannot wait. That I'm looking forward to that. That I think I'm a little bit nervous now. Even what you shared with me earlier, I'm just like, oh my goodness. But you're absolutely right. I can't get attached to anyone, and I want to see what's gonna happen. I even thought for a second too that perhaps maybe this episode's gonna be focusing mainly on the greens, so we may not even see like Rhaenyra in this episode. And then probably episode 10 might be like Rhaenyra and everybody else's the black Team Black's reactions or whatever actions that Team Green has done within the previous episode. So that's just my my theories, my philosophy. I don't know. I could be 100% right, could be 100% wrong, or in between. I'm willing to find out though.
Yeah, and I think what's important. I think what people need to start also keeping track of is where all the dragons are, right?
Oh
Because
wow.
this becomes important. We start this episode with Damon like basically hunting for dragon eggs and finding 3 dragon eggs.
Top three, yes.
Because that's like finding 3 nuclear bombs. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Oh,
you know
absolutely.
this is a tactical advantage as to the dragon. So let's do a little dragon roll call,
Okay,
right?
let's do it. I'm down.
Okay. So obviously, first we have Craxus, who is
Yes,
Damon's dragon,
that is David.
right? The
The red one,
the
right?
the bloodworm, right? Which you could always tell Craxus, because it has the red coloring and that long neck and the long tail.
Yes.
Um,
Very
you know,
small though.
he's a very battle tested dragon. So obviously that is one of the key dragons there. You have, and so that's on Team Black.
Team
You
Black.
have
All right, all
right.
right.
You have Syrax, which is Rhaenyra's dragon. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so Syrax is a pretty large dragon. So keep an eye on her. She's yellow, and
Yes.
um, Team Black.
Team
Um,
Black.
we've got now this was interesting. We got Sea Smoke.
Sea
Sea
Smoke.
Smoke
Yes.
is
That's Lanos,
Laenor's
right?
dragon.
Lanos.
Um, I
Who's
don't know
MIA?
who's MIA, so I don't know what happens. I don't, because Laenor's not dead.
Yeah, it's not in the book this
So
time. So
right, in the book Laenor's dead. So, but in this Laenor's not dead. So it's be interesting to see if somebody can actually claim Sea Smoke.
yeah,
Um,
that's interesting.
I don't really know how that's gonna work. So, um, yeah, that's weird. Um,
Dreamfire.
there's Dreamfire. Um, so
That's Helena's.
we haven't seen. Have we? I don't think we've seen her. But yeah, it's Helena's dragon. So
No,
that's
we see
Team
that. That's
Green.
that's the dragon that
Oh no, we did see her. Well, actually, we saw her in this episode because they were coming to the funeral, right?
yeah.
Or they were
Wait,
coming, or not this episode, in the last
that was like
episode.
last episode.
Yeah,
He flew off because then we saw her. Yeah, we saw that one. We saw all those dragons. All at least their representation of the dragons.
right.
And then that's
Um,
also the dragon that scared that scared Then when Aemon went down there, the first episode we first introduced,
right, right.
that was Dreamfire right there.
Speaking of Aemon, we have Vagar, obviously,
Oh,
who's
that's
who
a
is the
controversial one.
who's Balerion the Black Dread's sister and the largest and oldest um,
Most
and
experience.
most experienced dragon, and her fire, her dragon breath can melt stone like her brother.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah,
And the fact that he hasn't, because I see that scene with him fighting in the last episode. Like he's definitely grew to be a remarkable swordsman, and he's crazy. So that's very dangerous to be crazy, a good swordsman, and to own a crazy, a dope looking dragon. I can't wait to see what I'm not gonna lie, I do like Aemon though. He's the bad guy I like to root for. But so we
yeah.
got Vagar as well.
And then there's Melis, who
That one
is
who's that one?
that is Rhaenys's dragon.
Oh, okay. So funny.
Um, and so that's Team Black.
Definitely
Uh,
team like
Vermax, who is Jace's dragon.
yeah.
Team Black. Um, Sunfire, who is Aegon's dragon. Team Green.
Mm. Okay, okay.
And Arax, who is Luke's dragon, I think. Um,
So he has the dragon now.
yeah, yeah, but we haven't seen Sunfire and we haven't seen Varric Eric's yet. I don't think so. They're still out there.
Okay.
And these are younger dragons.
Yeah.
Who haven't been battle tested. The ones to really watch out for, are obviously
Team
Vagar.
Green.
Vagar, Caraxes.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what happens with Sea Smoke.
I'm reminded of Daenerys' dragons and how long it took because for a few seasons they really took the time to grow. Like we didn't see them really grow until like maybe like season 5. I'm assuming was it season 5?
Yeah, and but even as big as Drogon is smaller than all these dragons are.
Yeah, that is true. I just think of Vagar and that was just oh my goodness.
Yeah, like Vagar could cover Drogon with one of her wings.
That's remarkable.
So, because remember they said that the dragons kept getting smaller and smaller
Ah, yes,
until at the very end they were like barely bigger than cats,
yes, yes, yes.
right? So all the younger dragons, like Eric's and Dreamfire and um, Vermax and stuff. Those dragons are not gonna in any case those dragons are not gonna be as large as like Caraxes or Vagar. You know, so um, that's part of it. So you have these older, larger, stronger, more experienced dragons versus maybe more but younger, less experienced dragons with less experienced riders.
Oh
Um,
man, that's gonna make for something really interesting.
yeah, I think they said something like I think I read somewhere like by the end of the show there's going to be like 17 dragons.
17, yes, I heard the same thing. I can confirm that.
That's
Yes,
a lot of dragons.
a lot of dragons, a lot of bloodshed because they're gonna be fighting each other. That's gonna be wild. Like, I'm really trying to imagine how this whole dance of the dragon is gonna look like. Like, what is it gonna look like exactly? And I already know. I'm gonna try my best, but I already know it's gonna be a very weak test for me to pass. But try not to read the books until like the next few seasons. But I don't know if I can wait. I really I want to
I think you
know.
should. I think you should. The season's going to be over in 2 weeks. I think you should go through and read the book.
You
And
think I should read the book?
I think you should.
Okay, I
You
think
know,
I will. I sure
because
will.
because the show's different enough that it's not necessarily all going to be spoiled. You know, and but it also gives you like a good framework for some of the things that you look forward to seeing like in reading Song of Ice and Fire, for instance. you know like, yeah, I knew the Red Wedding was coming, and
Oh,
so but it's like, but I still want to see it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
If it's a
um
justice.
the Battle of Blackwater's coming, or all these different things are coming, but the show's different enough from the books that you're still surprised. um and it's the same thing with this. The book's an easy read, it's a quick read, and um, but it gives you enough of a kind of understanding of kind of the world you live in, so that you can kind of piece together and go, oh man, I can't wait to see this thing happen, or I can't wait to see that thing
Oh,
happen.
yes. I think like that's gonna be me. I can't wait. I really just can't wait. Cause I really can't. I'm like I can't do all these years of
Especially
waiting.
because it's probably gonna be like another freaking 2 years before.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I'm hoping 2024. Like, that's when all these good amazing stuff is popping up. But HBO likes to they like to tease and toil. So who knows? It's bad. I know this is a side note, but it's bad enough that they already delay a multiple Marvel movies. I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys are killing me here. But
Yeah, they just kicked back because Blade lost its director,
Yeah,
and basically everything from Blade back is getting delayed.
push.
Although, and I was actually kind of surprised at this. They decided to take Armor Wars and make it into a movie instead of a TV series.
What? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I have a choice. I don't know. I mean, I like the Disney Plus series, so I don't. I mean, but that's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. Ugh.
Yeah, but hey, I
And
mean, we got Wakanda Forever in another couple of weeks, right?
that yes, I'm absolutely excited. I got to figure out my outfit for that. Definitely all
And
white.
and I think Black Adam's in previews this week.
Yeah, October 20 for that one.
Yeah.
I got yeah.
I heard they were giving out tickets to previews at Comic-Con.
They actually got one.
Oh, you did?
I did get. I got a free ticket to watch Black Adam.
When?
Uh, I think it was like it was a pre. It was for either for the 18th or the 19th of this week. This coming week.
Oh man, you gonna go?
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh,
It's in
what
New
do you
York
mean
City.
absolutely not?
It's in New York City. I'm not.
So
I'm not.
what?
You really think I should? I don't even know where I put the ticket. I hope maybe it's in my bag. I mean, I'll check my bag again.
I can't believe you. You gotta go.
You think I should really?
Yeah.
Oh, you the way you're making me feel like all right. I don't want.
Dude, like that dude, like seriously, like that's like going to a preview or like that's pretty cool stuff. Like I've done that. That's pretty cool. Like going to see a movie that it's not gonna be out for 2 weeks or whatever, and you know, and that's something you'll have with you like forever. Like oh man, I got to go see this thing. Blah blah blah.
and I might be able to see The Rock. I just realized they actually
You might
go
be,
to.
like they're doing all kinds of stuff behind. Like he is so into promoting this thing. Like he is like
Yeah,
he's
he's
crazy level of promoting this thing. Like
yeah.
he's like Tyrese level of promoting this thing.
Oh,
He's just nuts.
I love that. I know you did not say that because they do not get along. They do not get along. That was funny. I see what you did there, Mike.
So like I'm not hearing terrible things about this movie. Like the people who've got like they've already done some previews. They've already started showing this to a couple of audiences, and like and some critics have seen it, and they're not saying like terrible things about it.
I think I do agree with you. I feel like because simple fact that what was it? Was the WB or they did not Warner Brothers, they did not shut this movie down. They shut down so many DC movies. Batgirl finished being filmed, took it off. They didn't even care. $90 million down the drain. But Black Adam, Shazam, the sequel, and there's a third one. Oh, and the Joker sequel with Harley Quinn. I feel like they're very, very, very confident in how these movies are gonna do. That they kept them. So the simple fact that they kept Black Adam, I believe that's gonna be a really good one. I mean, I've seen the trailer. I'm not for the record, people. I'm not a DC fan, not really at all. I mean, I have a tolerance for it. I can appreciate it, but I'm a true blue Marvel fan. But watching the trailers for Black Adam, I'm very much intrigued. I was like, okay, I like it. I like The Rock as an actor too. Like I like the scene where in the trailer he says, usually good guys, superheroes don't kill people. He goes, well, I kill people. He says something like that. I was like, yeah, I might have to see this one. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
it's supposed to be pretty brutal. Like it's supposed to be a pretty hardcore movie. So
Mm,
that's what people are saying.
it's PG-13. Okay, they got away with that one. All right. Yeah, they got to take some notes though. I mean, if this works, keep it moving. But take some notes from the MCU. Kevin Feige, he'll show you how it's done. That's the honest truth.
So you got any other things to say about Comic Con before we go?
Guys, Comic Con was amazing. Um, I give a shout out to both you, Mike, and also to Sophia for cosplaying in the lore of House of Dragon. You guys did an awesome job. I feel like maybe for
Yeah, but
next year.
yeah, don't guys, don't let Justin even do
I'm
that
being honest. You got
because he's
stopped a few
dude,
times.
his anime cosplays are epic, and like he's
Wow, thank you. I
literally
appreciate
got
that.
like people stopping him every like I had people stopping me to take pictures, but this dude's got like everywhere. We're like across town in like Koreatown
Oh,
getting
that
dinner, and he's got people pulling him over trying to take pictures with him.
that's because I was cosplaying as Jiraiya Sensei from Naruto, the anime Naruto. Which, he's a well-known character. But I think what got me a lot of attention was the fact that I was really walking on those wooden sandals. I got a lot of comments about this. Like, don't your feet hurt? And for the record, yes. I mean, the recovery days from after wearing those things, it was about 2 to 3 days. I mean, I don't want TMI. I don't want to get into business about that, but yeah. But I appreciate that though, Mike. It was definitely worth it, and now I can't wait to think of the next cosplay I have for it. I maybe we should do like a 3-in-1 jacket. Like maybe I don't know. I think that's a wrong type of series. I'll say maybe do like maybe Drogon or something. I don't know.
Maybe we do a cross genre. You could see a lot of that. You see a lot of like cross
I
genre
love
things.
when
Maybe
that
we do
scene.
like
People,
do like do like Naruto characters in Game of Thrones costumes or something like that.
that actually would be dope. Let's see, Lord Naruto of House Uzumaki, first of his name, Keeper of the Nine Tails. That could work. Oh wow, yeah, that could work. That would be dope.
Yeah, for any of you guys who've never been to a con like that, I mean, they are really really something special.
Oh
And
yes,
so one of the obviously the big difference between San Diego Comic Con and New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con is huge and very Hollywood oriented. A
yes.
lot of TV, a lot of movies, a lot of that stuff.
A
Whereas New
lot of
York
media,
Comic Con
absolutely.
is much more comic oriented. Um,
I did not know
and
this. Thank
but
you.
I, but I no, it definitely is. I mean, but because like none of the I mean, you do get obviously you do get studios there, but you don't get the big movie panels there. You get once in a while you get some stuff. Like 2 years ago they had like a big what was it? They had the Ghostbusters Afterlife panel where they actually showed the movie, um, like the whole movie in the
They
panel.
show the whole movie.
Like they do, like they had a big Star Trek panel, every year, and they do stuff like that, and they had other stuff. They had but
Back to the Future.
it's much more like comics. There's a lot
Yeah,
more focus on comics,
the
more
artist
maybe
alleyway and
more
all
focus
that.
on gaming, a lot more focus on like anime and stuff like that. And so that's like a big deal there is anime. And uh and the cosplay is just incredible.
It's so
um
incredible.
they
I've
have a
actually
big
literally go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was actually just before we got on here. I was watching a random guy. He did like an hour video of Saturday, the day we went, of his experience at New York Comic Con, and I'm like, I'm just looking so amazed at all these different types of. I didn't even see these people when I was there, but the cosplay that they were doing, it was just it's like you name it, somebody cosplayed it, and they did like a phenomenal job with it. Mike is not lying when he's saying that the cosplays are really truly a sight to behold. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, and they have a big. I mean, they have a huge. Like on Saturday night, they have a big, cosplay contest. Um, with like famous cosplayers
Judges, right?
as judges. Like I said hello to Allison Tabitha. Like
Ooh.
the woman is like a dead ringer for Gal Gadot.
Oh, yeah, you saw her?
Yeah, like I said hello to her upstairs. She's like literally could be her twin sister.
That is
Like,
so crazy.
and
That's a
and
very
I saw her. She was like walking around. She was up in Cosplay Central, and like she was up there. Like she had a table up there, and then she was like walking around like complimenting like other people. Like she saw like there was this other girl who was like a Wonder Woman. She went over to her, she's like, "Oh, I love your costume. You look amazing, girl. You go, girl." I was like,
Hey man, do you not even know who you are? Oh yeah, I would have loved that. I seen her
but like
thing.
they
I would
had
love.
like her and like Philadango. Like they have like these really great cosplay judges and so like they have this whole section where they call it Cosplay Central, where like you can go up there and like they do like classes on cosplay, and they do like they have like repair stations where like if your costume's falling apart, they'll go and they'll help you fix it. Um,
Oh, I
you
needed
know,
that for my wig.
they get so it's like it's really focused on the cosplay, and then obviously they have like out in the main lobby they have like they just give spaces to like people to do stuff, and yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, it is. I learned one thing I learned though about just my whole experience about New York Comic Con is that don't plan to go for just for one day. I learned my lesson now. I'm gonna from now on I have to do at least 2 days because you it's not enough time. There's so much to do, so much to see. But also kind of plan what you want to do, like have an itinerary of kind of what you want to do or what you want to hit. But I definitely am aiming to go for at least 2 days next year.
Yeah, because you could spend. I mean, literally, you can like you get there and it's like next thing you know, it's 2 o'clock. I mean,
Yes,
and you could spend. I mean, you could literally spend all day on the show floor,
which I
and
prefer.
yeah. But then, like, if you like seriously, like, if you want to go to a panel or you want to go get an autograph or something, like that's going to take an hour, hour and a half out of your day.
Uh,
You know, and then
don't
and
bring.
then you could.
I'm triggered by panels, by the way. I am triggered by the word. Mike knows why I'm triggered. I
Yeah,
had a.
well, let's just say that the organization is not always the best.
It's not.
Repop is leaves a lot to be desired as a con organizer, um,
Ugh,
for a lot of different reasons.
yes.
They it used to be back in the day they would do just a lottery, and
I missed the lottery.
you put in for what you want and you get what you get, and you get what you know what I'm saying. It's like, and you had like a week to enter, and then they did the drawings, and and you got what you got. You either got your panels or you got like your exclusives or
Yep.
Funko booth or whatever, and it was like very democratic. But now they do these like events. They're trying to make it an event, and
During work hours,
during
my
work, right, like at like 10 a.m on a Monday.
on a
Like,
Monday, I'm in
who's
a
got time
meeting.
to like sit on your computer for 2 hours at 10 a.m on a Monday and try to like get into this broken website? And then so like the whole thing crashed the first day, and then they bumped it back to like what was it, was like noon on Thursday or something
Doing
like
on
that.
Thursday,
And
absolutely.
it's like, come on, guys, what are you doing? And then so now you have to sit there instead of like being a lotto. You've got to like get on. Hopefully the page will load, and
Yeah.
then you sit on the screen with this little guy running across the screen for like an hour and a half,
It
only to
really
find
is
out
like
that everything's sold out.
yes,
And
yes,
it's just really annoying. It's like, go back to the lotteries. If I don't win, I don't win. I don't care. But you go in, you spend 5 minutes doing your entries, and then you find out a week later if you won or not.
I love it.
Like
Saves everyone
this
time.
event is not doing anything for anybody but pissing people off.
Yeah, yeah, and not to mention the fact that I spent over 2 hours to enter to one panel, which I kind of did want to go to come and find out that by the time that panel came to be, anyone could get in. It didn't matter if you reserved the slot or not. They're just letting anyone in.
And that's the thing. So you know, I, there were two panels that I had signed up for, right? The My Hero Academia panel and the
Yes,
Star Trek Universe. So you sit in line for 2 hours to get your My Hero Academia. You go in, the room's half empty,
half empty.
but then on the other side, on the Star Trek Universe panel, you know, I have a reservation, but I'm online in a booth downstairs. So I come upstairs and I'm like 5 minutes late, and they've already let the standbys in, and now they're like, "Sorry, the room's full." It's like, but I have a
That's
reservation. They're like, "Yeah, but
that's
we already let the standbys in, so the room's full."
that blows my mind right there. Like, where's the logic in all of this? It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't.
So like I blew an hour on Monday and 2 hours on Thursday
There you go.
for basically nothing.
Never gonna get those days, time back. But okay. Oh my goodness. But overall, though, I still do love New York Comic Con. It is amazing, but yeah,
No, I mean I still love it, and obviously if this is what Repop decides to do next year, I'm still gonna do it. But
I'm gonna complain when
um,
I do it.
yeah, but there was like no shot at Funko this year.
None.
Like you either got in or you did not, and there was like they had that because like I know maybe Sunday they opened it up, but but usually like at the end of the day
At the end of the day,
they
it's
would
open to
open
the
right
public.
they would open it up at like by 4 o'clock or something or 4:30. I
Yeah.
didn't see none of that.
Uh. They're secretive, so secretive about that too. Yeah, they go inside that little hidden little
Yeah, it's like this all walled off
Well,
thing, and
I was like, really? Yeah, come
you
on
can't even
now.
see inside the store. It's like they have like these big doors, and like you have to go in there, and it's like, really, guys?
It's really all right. Calm down. It's funny though.
All right, brother. Well, I guess that's good. I guess we're gonna see what happens on Sunday, and
Oh, I can't wait.
two more weeks. That's
Oh,
it.
not this be sad. Let these be some very good 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and then we'll have to do like a wrap up. Maybe we'll get a couple more people on and round robin it or something.
Yeah, I'm 100% down for that. Make it happen.
All right, all. So peace out, and we will see you guys next week.
See you next week.